Those who face eternity easily forget what a lifetime means, what an ending means.
You know it doesn't have to be this way.
No, Kunavine, it does. They need me.
Okay, it is recording now.
Okay, all right. Hello, guys. Welcome. I've got Boots here with me. How's it going, dude?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. So, as you guys, just so that you guys know, while there haven't been any YouTube videos the past couple of days, there's been a lot of streaming going on. But I kind of missed a few bits of news about the Elite Specs. Now, this is something that I kind of want to jump in on. Now, Boots, you're kind of a lot more in the know about this stuff than me at the moment. So,
yeah, I'm a genius expert.
He is. He's a genius expert. He hasn't been disconnected, even remotely. It's such a good time to be a Guild Wars fan at the moment, man. There's so much happening. If you guys aren't following the Twitter, you'll see they're like doing like icons about the Canton language and stuff. Anyway, so we have concept art. This is the main point of today's video. For the 3 Elite Specs in the next beta. And they're not just like dark silhouettes, they've immediately released them to us with color. So as anyone who's been following all my videos, you'll know I already mentioned this. There was a data mine / leak which did confirm what every specialization.
Oh, I didn't confirm.
Well, it
yeah.
basically confirmed. It basically confirmed what everything's got. But I don't know whether we can really talk about that. So I've been a bit weird about this video. But Boots, you think we can do it just fine, right?
I think they. I want to say they adjusted, and because of the silhouettes being colorful, it allows us to speculate based on that.
Yeah, it's really obvious. Like, you can ignore the data mine, I think. It's really goddamn obvious what we're looking at in these the three pieces of art that are coming up on this video. So, so let's open up very quickly, Boots, as well, with the icons. So here they're on screen for everybody. This is the row of icons. So we've talked a little bit about these in the past. Now, I think that the next 3 icons are the art we're about to look at. And don't worry, guys, you will see it on screen in a second. But the 3 art images that this video is about, don't you think that these next 3 icons, that's what they are?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay, well, my theory, guys, is we're about to get Ellie, we're about to get Warrior, and we're about to get Rev. And I think that that's an Ellie Flame, a Warrior Oni mask thing, and a Revenant something as well.
Really? The Oni mask you think is the Warrior? Then what about the Bullet?
The Bullet, I think, is probably... Who's left? Who's left?
Well, all the medium classes.
Who kind of already have bullets. So it's got to be Ranger.
Well, the Ranger doesn't have bullets, so...
But the Ranger would then be the weird... Okay, you're right. There's a hole there, isn't there? There is a gap there.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that it's still out of order and that the Warrior is the Bullet.
Interesting. Okay. All right, so you think that it's still a little bit mixed up. I don't really have much more to say about the icons beyond that. Is there a bigger theory you wanna run into, or do you?
Well, I do have a few questions because so if the Warrior's the Bullet, fine, that's out of order, not a big deal. But Oni mask versus the thing that we've always think is the Revenant symbol,
the one that looks blatantly like a Revenant symbol.
Yeah, exactly. Which we were like right at the beginning, and through every video we made about this have been okay. So we're just gonna say this is the Revenant, no matter what. Wash our hands, we're done. But if we look at what color-coded wise we think is the Revenant, that silhouette has an Oni mask literally on his face.
Okay, so let's not jump ahead. Let's get into the art now then. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's show this on screen. Okay, so you want to talk about this image here, which is what we're thinking is the Rev, okay? Okay, so it's just real quick, some first impressions for me on this one. We're saying this is Rev, right? Because it's got kind of the red highlights on it, right? Red and
blue, yeah.
Yeah. The blue is interesting to me, though, because the blue doesn't traditionally feel very Revy to me. So what I'm thinking is...
It felt very heraldy to me, though.
Well, what I'm thinking, Boots, is the blue is representative of the legend. Because, you know, like, the big thing about the Rev Elite spec is going to be who it's inheriting. So I think that's where all the blue is. And so the question is, what kind of blue is this? Now, I saw a really interesting response on the Twitter, just after the devs tweeted this out, where someone said, this pose reminds me a lot of Ritlock plunging Sahothin into the ground at the Foe Fire in Season 2. and all the blue that explodes out. And that's a really cool idea, but then who just...
So you're thinking before Heart of Thorns, before End of Dragons, Ritlock dies and then he's our legend.
No, I'm not saying that. That's the thing. Who would... I really like that idea, but I just don't know who the legend would be. What does this mean? Some... Adalbern's the legend? Rurik's the legend? Because then the question becomes again, how is that connected to End of Dragons and Cantha? And you might say, well, it doesn't have to be because, you know, Carla wasn't necessarily... I mean, later in the Living World season...
It could be Adalbern. Or what's his name? The prince.
See, I don't know what I
Rurik.
don't know what I really feel about that. So I don't have a great candidate. I do remember early on in Xingji, like the ritualist trainer, I think, was a ghost from Ascalon, I think. So, but that was a very minor character, like a really minor character. So I can't imagine they'd do a whole legend out of them. And
okay,
then,
I have another option for you.
One final thought as well then, and that is that Menlo might be the legend, because Menlo was a big part of Cantha. Menlo, you know, was the head of the Xingji monastery after the story ended. Menlo was an Ascalonian. I can't remember, I didn't do the prep for this video, I can't remember where the story ended, but if Menlo returned to Ascalon in his later years and got blown up by the faux fire, and his ghost is around or something, maybe maybe we're communing with, not with Togo, but Menlo. And so that's the one kind of idea that I maybe have with that.
Wait, why would Benlo go back and get blown up by the faux fire?
Well, he was in love with Sin by the end. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that he might have gone off and had an adventure or done something. I mean, maybe they already did announce it. I mean, my lore knowledge is dropping in this era. Maybe they already confirmed that he had something to do with, you know, the Ebon Vanguard, as they were recalled and did Ebon Hawk. Maybe he was a part of that story. I don't think he was, but they could have done that. Anyway, that's the way I can bring all of those together. What do you think? I mean, we haven't talked about the weapon. What do you think about the blue?
I want to say that the blue coming out of the sword plunging in is generic spirit blue. I don't think it means it's a ghost from Ascalon.
Okay, so you're just thinking like the ritualistic kind of angle?
Yeah, well, maybe not. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to say that the Oni mask symbol is still not the Revenant. I want to say that the Revenant symbol is still the Revenant.
Oh, you're angling to say this is the Oni mask.
Well, no. I was worried that it was the Oni mask because look, he's literally wearing an Oni mask.
Well, I don't know whether I agree with you on that.
What do you mean?
I think he looks like he's wearing a mask, but it's a silhouette. The point is that that's a bit of a vague
Look at
detail.
the horns.
Yeah, but there's lots of spikes all over the place.
Okay.
I don't know. I think you could be right. I just I don't know that you're right. That's what I'm getting at.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't even think... I think he's wearing an Oni mask, but I still don't think he is the Oni mask.
Oh my god,
symbol.
Dudes.
I know. I'm bringing you all over the place. Okay, well, first of all, I have a question. The armor he's wearing, this has got to be new armor, right?
I don't know. I mean, the Willbender was wearing pre-existing stuff. Warlords.
Yeah, the Willbender was wearing pre-existing stuff. I think the Warrior silhouette is wearing pre-existing stuff.
That does look kind of Revenant-y to me, and it looks kind of heavy armor, kind of spiky, and it's got the tassel-y thing. If you think about the iconic Rev armor that you get through the collections in Heart of Thorns, it feels a little bit like that to me.
I think this looks like new armor to me, though.
Okay.
And I think it is Oni-inspired. However, it might not be Oni-inspired, because that might not be an Oni mask, even though it looks exactly like an Oni mask. It could be a Tengu mask.
Oh, okay, so you think that we're communing with a Tengu. How does that correlate with the blue?
Like I said, generic spirit energy.
Okay, so maybe they'll do something where it's like a Tengu ritualist hero that we are communing with, and it's just we hadn't interacted with them in Guild Wars 1. Maybe they're like Carla, they're a middle of the two games thing. It's a new story that they'll look at. So
I'm still just trying to bring this back to that the Revenant icon that looks a little bit like the Tengu focus, like I mentioned a while back.
Oh yeah, you're very on that. I'm not really in that camp boots, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. Although, okay, the other thing is the Revenant icon also has, the two spikes going down and the two spikes going up. The two spikes going up look a little bit like the horns that he has. So It might be Oni inspired, and that's what it might be altogether. Okay. It just might be it's channeling an Oni of some kind.
I'm just concerned we're spending too long on this image, so let's just round this bit out. I want to talk to you about the weapon as well. What do you think about the weapon? We're both... So let's say that this is a Rev, okay?
Yeah.
Revs obviously don't have greatsword right now. They have sword.
That looks like a greatsword to me.
It's funny
Look,
because
got...
that doesn't immediately look like greatsword. It's half plunged into the ground, so you don't get like the full.
Well, exactly. You don't even see half of it.
Well,
and
it could just
also
end there. It could just be placed on the ground, and it's just...
Except look at its hilt.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I think it's a great sword. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great sword. I just want to get a sense. Have you got any observations? I saw in the Twitter feed again, and I want to say, all right, you're going to make fun of me for this.
Okay,
I don't believe in this. I don't believe in it, but I do think it's kind of funny that I'm not the only one. Once upon a time, I was obsessed with the idea of Rev getting Kanaxai as a legend, who, again, is a very minor character. Someone was like, this looks like one of Kanaxai's weapons. It looks like the Kanaxai.
But he doesn't have axes.
But I don't think it is the Kanaxai's edge. I thought that was kind of a
It could be.
I don't know.
I think it's... Well, I mean, we already have a demon, so I'm not entirely sure it would be Kanaxai. But we don't have... I mean, it looks very demon-y as a weapon. So either Kanaxai or some kind of Oni is my guess.
I heard someone say... Where did I hear this? Someone said, like, those spikes on the sword are for, like... Their practical purpose is to bust open and break apart incoming strikes. It's like a parry thing, isn't it? So isn't that like a big badass frontline like war kind of thing, like a battlefield kind of aesthetic?
I think it's just style points.
Is it just style points? It's not. There's no function to that.
I think it's just style points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. So anyway, I don't know what I really think about the weapon beyond how they would use it or whatever. I don't know what I'm looking for with Rev when it comes to wielding a great sword. I like the idea of it being melee still. That's about all I can say, really. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So let's go to another one. Let's do this fellow here. This is the orange one, Boots, for your purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this fellow here. Who?
Yeah, this is the one where I think I could talk a little bit about.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. So my first take, it's warrior, and it looks like it's got a gunblade. So I think
correct.
If we're saying it's warrior pistol, then that's definitely the pistol icon. I think you made a really good point at the head of this video.
Yeah, well, okay, first of all, I don't know about pistol. It doesn't show a pistol anywhere here. All it says is that there's bullets all around his wrist cuffs. So, and the bullets look exactly like the bullet in the icon.
Well, hold on, but look at the weapon that he's wielding in his hand.
Yeah, that is exactly. Okay, so now let's talk about that weapon. That is a gunblade. Straight up.
Yeah, but I think mechanically within Guild Wars, it's a pistol. It's just got a blade on the end. It's just a skin.
I don't even think it's a pistol.
You think they're getting a whole new weapon?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think that neither the gauntlets that are being featured here nor the gunblade that's being featured here are the warrior's weapons. I think that these are part of its mechanics. Part of the specializations mechanics.
Oh my god, do you think it's a kit? Like when you equip a kit on an engineer, you get like a little
something
satchel
like that,
grenades?
but I think they're probably tied to the F abilities.
Right. Well, so what are you saying? So are you saying one of the rules they're breaking with warrior is they don't get a weapon this time?
No, they probably get a weapon. I just don't think it's necessarily featured in this picture.
Oh no, you've lost me now. Of course they're gonna show the weapon in the art. Of course they're gonna show it. Of course they are, because it's like key art that represents the thing, the feature. Of course it's gonna be there.
The feature that this guy is getting, the really cool thing about it, like, is the gunblade and
it's
the
okay.
cool
You can swear on this. You can swear on this channel. No, I'm not with that, Boots. Boots, this is clearly a pistol with a skin on it that looks a bit like a blade.
No way.
They're getting melee.
What the hell?
They're getting melee pistols. It's about like pistol whipping people or slashing if you're using the respective skin, and they're unique.
And are they gonna just come out with like 20 new skins that look like different gunblades?
No, it's just that will be the one place where the aesthetic works really well, and then their unique gear is gonna be a gauntlet skin, which is why you.
And so there's gonna be a gunblade out there now. That a bunch of like thieves are going to be dual wielding gunblade pistols at ranged and just have like dinky, ridiculously long bayonets attached to their pistols.
Yeah, if they want, yeah, and it'll be up to people if they decide that that's what they want to do. Yeah, that's 100% what I think it's going to be. That's 100% what it's going to be.
No way.
All right,
no,
I'm excited on this one then, because we're very, very opposite corners on this to see where this one goes. I just don't think they're ambitious as ambitious as you think they are right now.
This isn't ambition. This is like pretty straightforward. They have
Yeah, no, okay, all right, you're right. It's not the ambition. It's the fact that this art wouldn't show the actual weapon that they would then also get. It kind
because
of is ambition.
I think that these weapons that they're currently wielding, which are the kits that are part of their F abilities, are more important and more interesting.
All right. Well, I like your world. I want to believe in your world. I think that's cool. But I'm not there. I don't think. What else do you think? Right. What else do you think about the art? Have you got any concepts?
Well, he's wearing draconic armor.
Well, you've matched the armor on this one, have you? It's existing.
I think so. It's it's the basic exotic stuff that you get.
Okay.
He's well, look at those. I love those gauntlets, which is what really set me down the road of thinking that it's like kit kind of things. That if you press F1 or F2, your abilities get replaced by some sort of thing. You're describing
FB tomes as well, though, which I'm not that keen about. How does Adrenaline work with that?
They're not tomes, though.
Well, they're going to feel a lot like tomes if it's press an F button to swap
No,
because
tomes are like, it's just like AoE things all around you. This is going to be different. Anyway.
All right.
It's got a blade on it, the gauntlet, and it's got the bullets all around it, and it's got like,
by the way, I think you're totally...
Cannons? They're hand cannons?
I think you're totally right that doing something with kits is long overdue. And as an original Ellie main, I'm obviously really excited to see if they do that and then they grandfather conjures in and stuff like that. And our kits do feel kind of... So I like that idea that, one of the elite specs does something kit-like, which then maybe you can ripple through some of the earlier stuff that they've done.
Like, my imagination for this is like... You build up your adrenaline, and then when you get to a certain amount of adrenaline, you unlock the ability to unsheath your gunblade and go wild with it.
Oh, Boots, I've got to ask you as well. Oh, by the way, okay, so another observation, I don't think it's going to dual wield this time. I think it just gets the one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think, well, based on the art, it looks like they would just get the one. But the other thing I really want to draw your attention to, because I'm going to forget about this, if you've got any concepts for names of this stuff, I mean, and that goes back to the Rev as well. You got an idea for a name of this dude?
Okay, so somebody... Oh, yeah, there's two that were... One that was sent to me on Twitter and one that I read on Twitter. Both of them are not going to be the actual name, but I like them both. One was, this is a Blamurai. I think Brooke said that. And someone else, I forget who it was, sent me, this is a Shogun.
Oh, that's also very good. That's it's very terrible. It's not going to be one of those. I mean, they might do.
But maybe. No, I don't know. It's
What about for Rev? What about the Rev one? You got any ideas on the name on that? I'm a bit uninspired with the names because, as you guys know, especially if you've been watching my recent streams, I'm not very hot on the 3 names they already did. I think they're a bit iffy to me. So I'm sort of expecting the next 3 to be a bit generic and a bit weird and a bit...
Yeah, Renegade was kind of... Yeah, it's like a little bit out of left field, so I assume it's going to be out of left field again.
Yeah. Okay, all right, let's go to the third image then now. Which might be interesting to you and I as Ellie players, because come on, this is an Ellie, right? This is totally an Ellie.
Yeah, the pinkish red Ellie.
Now,
very much Ellie.
I gotta say, Boots, and to everyone watching this video, I'm really lost on this one. Like, in a way where I'm just a bit like shrugging. I really have no idea what it looks to me like. It's like someone made the comparison as like a lacrosse player. It's like a sport thing, isn't it? We have a bat and we're swinging at a ball.
No, that's a mop, and you're scrubbing a wall.
Okay, so we could both agree it's hammer.
Yeah.
All right, it's clearly a hammer. What it looks to me like they're
specifically,
doing.
It looks like that Orion hammer kind of deal.
Oh, Shara? You think that's Shara that's on there?
Or wait, no, there's another one. I think I just unlocked it. But yeah, it looks like the ooh. I think it's whatever. I'll talk about it later. It's that one that has like a hook to it.
Oh, okay. It made me think of, and this is probably just because it's one of the only times I've cared about hammer skins. When Champ Bags came out, and there were a couple of like rare hammers that were coming out of Champ Bags. I was always quite excited about those. So just as kind of an opening idea of Ellie with a hammer, I'm a bit about, I really like the idea of sword on Ellie, but then it came in on Weaver, which was kind of an idea. And Tempest is the idea I like the most, a raging storm, but then they made it a support. So Ellie, just almost always, I've just been very unenthused about their elite specs, and I have to say, giving them a hammer where they hit a ball around of some kind, I don't
think they're hitting a ball around.
All right, what is it then? What is it? What is the ball?
Okay. So, first of all, before we get to that, I want to say, when I think of a Ellie wielding a hammer, the first thing that comes to my mind is lightning rod.
Because you're thinking gameplay, you're thinking mechanics, you're thinking synergies.
I'm thinking there's going to be like a lot of interrupts, probably. There's going to be a lot of bang, 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 and I think lightning rod will be very nice with it. And then the second thing I think of, someone mentioned when I was on Lightbringers that it looks like the rule of never using conjure weapons is broken now.
Oh, that's so what? Do you know what I mean? That's such a minor rule.
No, that's fair.
It's fair,
I always thought that it was a rule that shouldn't be broken, because now, as an Ellie, I'm gonna go skin my hammer to be Mjolnir, and nobody will know whether or not I'm using a lightning hammer or a hammer.
I think that's quite cool. I like the idea of skinning to Mjolnir specifically because of that. I think that's quite
yeah, I know. I'm definitely doing that.
Like if Ellie got Greatsword, I would skin Volcanus onto it. You know,
for sure.
I could do it with any of them. I think that'd be very, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess that wouldn't bypass in PvP you could put standard models. That wouldn't bypass that. Okay.
No, I don't think it competitive meaning. Besides, that's so irrelevant anyway. People would recognize which kind of kit you're in anyway, based on the animations you're currently using. That's much more evident than looking at what's in your hands physically.
Yeah, but you could switch it really quickly and then...
Oh, come on. This is such a non-point, man. No, this is...
All right, I like it. I like the idea.
Talk to me about the ball. I want to hear about the ball.
Fine, okay. So if you look really closely at the ball...
Okay.
You could see that it looks like there's chains around it.
You think those are chains? To me, that looks like an astrolabe type thing, you know? Like...
Yeah, but it's like chains around the astrolabe. Like, you can't see the little links?
Okay, I think I can a bit. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell if that's just like a paint splash but no, yeah, it looks a bit chain-like. On the bottom left, it looks very chainy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be like astrolabe kind of thing, but I thought maybe it is instead some kind of arcane wild energy being contained by the Elementalist. And I'm in battle, maybe it charges up, gets stronger and stronger, and then at some point you release the energy to do something.
Right, I think that's a pretty good prediction. It seems like a really weird mechanic to me. I'm wondering if I'm missing something in like East Asian mythology or something that binds this to End of Dragons in a meaningful way, or if it was just like a weird gimmicky thing they decided that they wanted to go for.
Well, I mean, it could bind to End of Dragons Cantha. The Celestial stuff was all born out of there.
So I'm thinking as well that, you know what? In you saying the Celestial stuff, in Napui Quarter, there are those weird spinny golden things that look a lot like that little ball that's on screen right now. And
they have that little splash of gold color behind it.
Yeah, they do. That's quite weird that suddenly came up. I think you might be onto something with that. So maybe that's like the lore connection they're going with.
Yeah.
I guess my guess here is that as we change elements, it will change the element of the ball as we smack it around and make it do things, you know?
Possibly.
So maybe it changes the element of the hammer, which imbues it into the thing as it flies around.
Yeah. So the reason why I don't think that this is baseball, you're not launching the ball by hitting it with the hammer, is just because from this animation it doesn't really look like that, right?
It looks exactly like that. Look at the line. Look at the whoosh lines behind the silhouette. It's showing you that he's just swung. He's swinging out. He's going. He's just done it, and it's.
But it's coming. The ball is trailing after the hammer.
No. It's coming. It's coming towards the screen. He's just smacked it, and it's coming dead at you. It's coming at you.
Okay.
He's just hit it.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
I'm not saying every ability is going to be hitting the ball. Not every ability is going to be hitting the ball, but there will be at least one that is them hitting the ball. I'll tell you.
You know what? Probably.
You know what's crazy about this though, Boots? I have absolutely nothing to say. We're only talking about the ball and when you're the hammer. What is this called? What is this? What do its traits look like? How does it change attunements? What is this? I think you're right about.
I
I think you're right about the arcane thing, though. By the way, I do think that is good, and I still like the idea of the sorrowful spellcaster maybe connected to this in some way. So, I think you're right there. What about the armor, by the way? The headpiece looks interesting.
So I don't know what armor this is. The headpiece is really interesting. It definitely evokes, like, without being able to see it properly, it evokes some kind of Imperial Guard thing.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So that's it. That's all I really have on the Ellie. It's a crazy one though. It is a crazy one, and I feel like
okay, you know what? I don't even think that a hammer ability is gonna be hitting.
Oh, come on!
No, because think about it. I think that the ball is not a hammer ability. I think the ball is part of the class mechanic.
Yeah,
right?
me too.
So then, why would a hammer be hitting the ball to things when you're wielding hammer, but none of the other weapons hit the ball?
Maybe the attunement. Maybe as you attune, you get like a static discharge thing, and you punch the ball each time you attune and swap or something. Maybe it's something like that. Yeah, I get the disconnect that you're referring to, though. There, I absolutely do. So maybe you're right on that. Yeah. Also, I don't know what classification that thing. I'm guessing it will feel. I remember reading the Reddit thread when this first came out. Someone said something like, "Oh, this had better not be a gyro." I think it's going to feel a lot like a gyro, as they are now. You know, where obviously gyros are wells, but when you're in the animation, it's like a little floating thing over your shoulder. And hopefully, you guys haven't had your fill of orbs over your shoulders from all the legendary spam lately, because it's probably going to feel a lot like that too. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I wonder if they interact with the legendaries.
That would be kind of interesting. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. I'm kind of keen to play this with Zaquatl and the legendary orbs, just as many floating things as you can possibly have with you.
Maybe, hold on, maybe it's literally just the thing, like maybe this is ranged hammer, and that thing is literally just an orb of energy that the hammer fires.
So it's not persistently around you. It's like a projectile kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know what I think? Oh! I have one observation. This is why I want to end the video on, because it's genius. You're gonna love it.
Okay. All right. Ready.
Do you remember the most recent balance of boots? Oh wait, no, it wasn't the most recent balance of boots. Do you remember the Virtuoso?
Yeah.
Do you remember the dagger on the Virtuoso and the skill 2?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they said it bounces off of walls?
Uh-huh.
I think that's what this is all about. I think it's about that ricochet thing. I think that's where the ricochet thing's coming back. I think that's what this is all about. So I like that. That's my little prediction there. All right. Okay. Well, thanks, Boots. Thanks for watching very much, guys. Do keep an eye out. If there's not any YouTube videos currently going on, I do implore you to keep an eye on my Twitch. I'm probably live right this second, if you're watching this video and it's just come out. And we'll keep you in the loop on the Elite Spec stuff as it continues on. There was the big fishing stream. I do have a few thoughts on that, which I kind of want to compile a video about, so you guys can keep your eyes out for that. Like I said, it's a really good time to be a Guild Wars fan. There's festivals going on, there's so much news, there's the DirectX update coming. There's DirectX, there's alliances, there's loads of stuff. So, yeah, thanks.
The Seasons of the Dragon is also important, everybody, because if you haven't made your Aurora and Vision, going back to those maps to do the Seasons of the Dragon stuff is a great time to also do your Vision and Aurora. That's what I'm doing, but I still need a lot of gold.
Yeah, so you can just work on so much stuff at once. That's what basically all my Guild Wars streams are at the moment. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Let us know what we missed in the comments. I'm going to be watching this one real closely, because, like I say, Boots, you're much more in the loop than me on these, and I wonder what else people have got to say and has been said already about them. So thank you, guys, and we will see you on the next one, hopefully very soon. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.